O Lord, lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light and illumination. Lead us from death to immortality, and evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Oh, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So now we are back to our study of the Shanti Gita. We started the first chapter where we found that in the very famous Pandava dynasty, there was a king, Janamejaya, and his son was Satanika, and he was ruling the country, being the descendant of Parikshit. Then Parikshit to Parikshit's son Janmejaya, his son Satanika. And Parikshit's father is Abhimanyu. So that is the great famous tradition where the kings were very much caring for the subjects and like a father seeing the interest of everyone. And they're very spiritual people. That's why that's Sataniko, and that's a description we read in verse number 1. That one day that king Sataniko was seated with his associates around in his palace with the court people, ministers and associates. And he was looking like a bright, brilliant, powerful spiritual personality as it were. And he was engaged in discussing some spiritual issues. And also their pandits were there in the courthouse. So that was going on, and at that time, suddenly one great sage, his name is Shantabrata Muni, was a sage whose name was Shantabrata. He appeared there, and we find that immediately, out of respect and reverence, the king stood up in honor along with his all the court people. So, and then saluted him and with folded palm begged him to take a seat, etc. That we'll read today. So, what we find here, last verse we read in verse number 4, that etasmin samay, at this point of time, when the king was engaged in discussing, sitting in a court, in the royal seat, king's seat, and he's being praised by the musicians. They used to praise the glory of the king. And also Pandits were there, and he was engaged in some delightful discussion. And that time, this great austere sage, whose name is Shantabrata, he appeared. So, Etasmin samaye Sriman Shantabrata Mahatapa Samagataha Prasanna Atma Tejurashi Taponidhi. So Etasmin samaye, as he was mounted in the throne, he was shining like Indra, the king. When he was delighted in the spirited conversation with the scholars on various topics, at that time, that Shantabrata, the tranquil-minded, who is full of effulgence and highly austere sage, is shining because of his austerity. Austere sage, revered Shantabrata, came in his court. So this is two things. That taponidhi, the word has been used that it means mahatapa. Mahatapa means a person who does austerity to its highest degree. Living in the forest forest life was not so easy, you can understand. Suddenly you go to the forest, live there. Huh? You have no personal idea. When you go to the forest, that is the place for the animals and beasts and animals. And you go there and you make a hut. You make a hut. But what shall you eat? Food is a problem. Fruit. If you go to a forest does not mean that all the mangoes and sweets are apple and pears are hanging there. So no food. What can you get a food? Huh? Where is your cooking? Where is your this? That's why the sages you will find with the matted locks. They take a dip, but where there will be hair cutter for them. Every day take a dip and the water just soaks in the hair and is locked, gets locked automatically. That's why they beard and hair. Because it is not that luxury that they want to sew a big matted lock. But matted lock happens automatically because of the circumstances. And then food is a problem, stay is a problem. So night time you are there in a part of the segment of a forest. Who will be coming to greet you? Tiger, maybe leopard, maybe, or some ferocious animals. Their night time is their prey time, so they will come. So they used to have to uh, collect some firewood daytime and then put the fire so that they don't approach this heart. So it is very austere, the Mahatapa. So food, shelter, your day-to-day life living, where is the community? There is no community. Only few ascetics will be there. Not they are also not gathered together. He may be in one kutia, another person will be in another kutia. So, but see, because they are poor people in the world, monetarily. But see, because of their austerity and their love for God, sacrifice for realizing the highest truth, what they are attempting, they go and live in that austere life. And when they come, even the king will stood up in awe and reverence. That is the beauty of India, spiritual India. We do not understand that. Swami Vivekananda said that India is this ancient India, vibrant with spirituality. Where the beggar, they have nothing. They have no money to eat, or no food to eat. But because of their austerity and pure life, the king will stand in awe and reverence and prostrate at his feet. So this is the honor for knowledge of truth. That is India's glory. India's glory is not external pomp and prosperity. That was also there in ancient India. It is para chaiva apara cha, para vidya apara vidya. They had the great research on both sides. They are doing in worldly sense in apara vidya, science, technology, all these things. So Narada said how many vidya he knew. So my God, number of sciences he knew, he talked about. He knows the astronomy, he knows the metallurgy, he knows the Sarpavidya, the science of snakes, Gandharva Vidya, like that many things he mentioned before Sanat Kumara. He approached to the teacher and said, "Sir, please teach me." And then the teacher said, "What do you know? First tell me." And he then described these lines, long lines of description of how much he has studied. But that study is nothing. So they have the Paravidya, Aparavidya. Aparavidya is material science. They were. But in time, decadence came, and that side is lost. Material science was lost. But spiritual science, India never gave up. Search for the spirit. That was the greatness, and that is the solace for the whole world. And India, its contribution to the world for thousands of years, is like that spirituality. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, India will rise not with the power of politics or any other material force, but with the power of spirituality. It will inundate the whole world. That is his gift. That is her gift, India's gift to the whole world for times, centuries past. So here we find how the society was trained to think that way. The ministers, great officials, highly educated people, respected pundits in the courthouse, no? All royal things are going on. And in only almost like a beggar, somebody appeared, Shanta Brata, and the king stood up. Oito, that's it. Samagata Prasannatma. He looks very peacefully. This sage looks prasanna, very calm and serene in his appearance. And Tejurashi, as if effulgent light is just bursting out of his personality, as it were, because of austerity. Not for luxurious eating, not for luxurious dress, but only for austere living, austere way of surviving in the world. No? So that description of the great sage is beautiful. Huh? That's the verse number 4. That's why the tranquil-minded, full of effulgence, and highly austere sage, that is revered Shanta Brata sage, came to his court. Now what happened? 5th verse. Raja darshana matreno samatyo mitra bandhavai prathito bhakti bhavena harshena utpulla manasa. Harshena utpulla manasa. It is not grudging, oh my God, this guy has come. Because he says, I'll have to stand. Grudgingly? No. With all cheerfulness, all joy. He stood up, gave up his own king, is standing up from his throne. So, at the very sight of the sage, verse number 5, the king reverentially, cheerfully, and with delightful mind stood up. Not only he himself, as the king stood up, all his ministers, his friends and companions who in the courthouse all stood up. See the reverence of a penniless beggar, spiritual personality. Even now you go to India, the sannyasis may not have wandering monks, you see. Good people, those who believe in really truth and God and good people, they respect a beggar. Though they may be monetary, honor them and touch their feet with reverence. So that at the very side, Darshanamatra, as soon as the king, Raja, the king, who is the king? King is Satanika. Satanika is the king. That Raja, Darshanamatra, as soon as the very moment he saw this Prathito, stood up. Prathito Bhakti Bhavena, with due reverence, with all humility. Bhakti Bhavena. So Amatto, with his Amatta, with his associates, with his ministers, Mitra friends, and Bandhava, who are relatives and friends and who were there in the courthouse, all stood up. Harshena Utpulla Manusha. Two things. With Harsha. Oh, who has come? As you sometimes, you are waiting for somebody, some holy person comes, you stand up with cheers. You have come, like that, no? So king with all excitement, Utpulla Manasa, with all this type of joyous, delightful mind, stood up and greeted him. Then, Pranamya Vinaya Pannaha Pravibhavena Satvaya Dadau Singhasanam Tasmai Chaupaveshana Kangshaya Pranammo, immediately seeing the king, Dado Singhasana, he stood up from this throne and Pranammo saluted with Vinaya Apanna, overwhelmed with Vinaya. Vinaya means humility. I am nobody. King is showing that respect. I am nobody. And fell at his feet, pranamya. Pranamya means in those days you can have pranam as we do, or long pranam. What is long pranam? With 8 limbs. So, total flat. I do not know, that is not mentioned here, but pranamya means with pranam. The saluted, pranamya, the king saluted himself, and pranamya, after offering salutation, vinaya apanna, perfectly overwhelmed by humility, bravi, with humility, bhavena, with the attitude of humbleness. There is no arrogance is there. That is the point. Swami Vivekananda appreciated this word, Shraddha. Shraddha is the foundation of spiritual life. Shraddha is the foundation of anything we do. Shraddha means unflinching love and devotion to the words of the scriptures, as also to the holy people. Truth, holy people, and the scriptures. So that is called Shraddha. Shraddha has 2 aspects: respect and also trust. Trust and respect. This is to be understood again and again. We in English, there is no parallel language which can be expressed this noble idea. Shraddha means, I give the common example. Suppose we go to the barber shop to our hair doing or shaving, whatever you go. But you go to the barber to get your work done, and he's an efficient barber, so you appreciate him. You can be, okay, thank you, it's wonderful work. But you don't go to touch the feet of the barber as you do when you go to a holy man. So, but you have trust on him. You have full trust that he is signing the razor not to cut your throat. That means that much faith is there. But you have no respect. The respect you carry for God, or respect you carry for your guru, or the respect you carry for a holy man, you don't have that respect there. But for gurus and holy people, you have respect, but you have no trust. Why? Guru says, do this and you will realize God. And Guru has said, but we have faith, respect for that. This Gita is saying this, oh, that's good, but one side is yes, another side is minus. Trust is lacking where devotion is there. Devotion for Guru and the scripture is there, but we don't trust it. The Guru said God is everywhere. Shastra says the Lord is seated in. Bas, finish. You have trust. If you have trust, then what will happen? Then you will not be bewildered at all. We don't trust. Guru said, but how can I see God here? And where is God? No? Or scripture is saying in the Upanishad. But is it true? Doubts come again and again and again. So that unflinched Shraddha includes both the sides. You will have the faith and trust. Nachiketa had that. Nachiketa went to the house of the dead and the death. And what he did? He was not bewildered by anything else. He was being tempted. All temptations was given to him. But no, I want this. Have trust in himself. And trust his father. Though his father abandoned, apparently it will say, But he took it right. Shraddha will take a right meaning out of it. Good, bad meaning out of a good thing. But Shraddha will make a bad, really maybe very bad, making a very good out of it. So when his father said, "You go, I send you to house of death," he thought, "Oh, ho, ho. See the language that I am not a bad boy. I may not be the first class among the top, but I will be many. Among many, I am the first boy, first quality, top quality. If not, I'll be maybe for with some group, I may be second grade student. But I'm not a third grade boy. So if my father is sending me to house of Jama. Oh, my father is so kind. He's sending me to the house of Jama to ask about the spiritual question, to know the highest truth. What is beyond death? That is the highest. See, the intelligence of the boy, Shraddha of the boy, turned his mind into this direction. In our direction, I had been the victim of that. See, my dad is what? Brutal. Huh? He's my father. Can a father do like that? Say like that? Huh? I will make a mess of it and I can sue him on the court. So, Shraddha. That's why Swamiji gave so much value on this word Shraddha. So that's Shraddha with the king also. The holy people, they carry the message of the truth. And you see, that's another point. Shraddha, you have some deep reverence. But what you ask when you meet him, what do you ask? You should ask the highest question. You need not have to ask mundane things and spend his useful time. A little culture is there. So you meet somebody, how are you? We are doing, and this, that. This will be few things. But that should not be your whole discussion. You will find that. They are social people, they are very good at gentle behavior, mannerism, you will find it here. But at the same time, with a short few verses has been used for that purpose. And then the king then will ask the spiritual questions. Extract that from that person. That is the Shraddha. When you meet a sadhu or a holy man or a devotee, try to extract the juice out of it. Put questions, spiritual questions. What is his, how he was benefited in his spiritual life, how he is so joyful, cheerful in spiritual life. Ask those questions. So you find those. And that gives the birth of this rise of this entire, this Shanti Gita also. So now, Pranamma Vinayapanna, as we said, overwhelmed with humility and politeness and devotion, the king prostrated at the feet of the sage, that is Shantabrata. Remember, two names is not a big deal. Shantabrata Muni, the sage, and Sataniko is the name of the king. Now,
Shantabrata means like the one. Shanta means peace.
And Brata means the vow, whose vow is to
and
remain
he is
in.
talking about Shanti.
Shanta, whose Brata, his name is beautiful. Brata means whose vows are Shanta. I will be always in Shanta, peaceful. And he is talking about the peace. How one will feel peace when the sun is dead, restless mind. What can bring peace in their mind? So, talking about peace, Shanti Gita. It is not he is saying anything, he is reporting that. He is reproducing what he has heard from his Guru, the teachings. Because in early days there was no book. Nowadays God has made this Kali Yuga very easy for us for spiritual life. You can go to the computer, type this and that and get every knowledge. Now Google you ask and he will tell you all Sanskrit verses, this, everything. But YouTube. But in early days, Yeah, you have to go to a guru, and guru has the memory in his memory, all these assets in him. You have to serve him and please him, and he will be kind enough. You will feel that this is the right student. I can keep these things as a treasure. No, where will you keep your money? In bank, which is volatile bank, or which is stable bank. So guru also will find a volatile student, or a student who can absorb these ideas. So that's why that it is very difficult to get this thing and to remember. So that's why remembering. The Santabrata listened all these teachings from his guru and memorized it. And that's why we are getting the benefit of that. So Dadau Singhasanam Tasmai, he gave him, offered his throne. Dadau Singhasana, the asana, where the kings sit. He gave Pravibhavena Shraddhaya. Pravibhavena means with deep humility, humble attitude, and with great Shraddha, respect. I have talked about respect, trust, and faith, with two things together. It's the uniqueness of the character. Now, Dadau Singhasanam Tasmai, and gave the throne to the sage Upabeshana Akankshaya, expecting that this sage will sit in the king's seat. King is giving away his seat. It's a matter of joke. How much honor? It is the president's seat. President's seat will be given to anyone coming, okay, you sit here. That means greatness of these kings has also the respect, so much respect. That's why even when Rama went for 14 years exile, he didn't sit in that Singhasana. He only, as an agent of that Rama, he put the sandal, two sandalwood, what he used to use for his shoes. And as a representative of Rama, he only was. That is the king of India. As a representative of God, as a representative of truth, they used to rule the country. Not sucking the blood of the people and merrymaking and doing that. So that was never the ideal. Of course, ideal, not that every king was ideal, but that is the standard was fixed there. So, Chupaveshana Akanksha, wishing that the sage will sit and then meditate. Sit to give the asana to, and he is himself standing or he another chair. Now, not only putting him seated there in the chair, what he did, Padyam Arghyam Jatha Yogyam Bhakti Yuktena Chetasa. Padyam Arghyam Jatha Yogyam Bhakti Yuktena Chetasa. Devyasane Shamasinang Muning Shanta Bratang Nipaha. Nipaha means the king. What the king do now? He, after giving him his own seat and offering the seat for the sadhu to sit there, so what he did then Jathajaggam Bhakti Yugena Chetasa. Jathajaggam means as is proper, as is honorable, as is respectful, with all devotion, Bhakti Yuktena Chetasa. Paddam brought water to face his feet, like we do for God in a temple. First you wash his feet. So the king himself gave padya. His feet was placed in some container, and then king is himself washing the feet of the penniless Tapasvi, austere, Shantabrata. Na? And orgo, we give orgo. Orgo means flower with some of the bell leaves and other grass, etc. We make that. And here orgo means with that flowers and sandal paste and other things.
Water to wash hand.
Water to hand. Orgo also means you wash the feet and then wipe out with a towel and then give hand washing, feet washing, hand washing. Padyam argham, yatha yoggam, as is proper. Bhakti yuktena chetasa, with all devotion attached to in his mind. Divya sane samasinam, that in the asana, which is royal seat, which is glowing with the, what you call, this king's asana is made of gold and jewelry. So it is shining, divya. It's not an ordinary chair, a king's chair. So it is shining, divya asana, Muni. And the Muni, Santabrata Nipa, did all this. So when they say Santabrata took his seat on the heavenly throne, it is heavenly throne or a shining throne? Tejo, because it is as it start with in the king's seat, there are all jewels and others are also gold, made of gold, as also some jewels and costly things will be there. So as if they are all shining like the shining there. He seated in heaven, that heavenly shining throne, the king in a befitting manner and with mind full of devotion offered water to wash his feet and hands. Padyam and orgyam. So, or you can think flowers and now after that in the Gita, Bhagavad Gita, we have read when you go to Guru. So how to go to Guru? You go before Guru and then you do three things. When you go, salute him. Salute him. Poriprasneno. Then question him. First you salute him, offer him due respect, make him sit. Then pranipatena. First you humble, bow down your head. The king did that first. Then washing hand and feet. Now he is going to poriprasnena with some questioning, spiritual questioning. And shivaya with service to the holy man. So here we find that the king is doing the same thing for a holy man. Now that this gives an idea how the society was there of that age, that time. Yeah, it is not a novel book, but it is a very sanctified spiritual text. So with all these things, you can get a glimpse of that society. Now, what he did then after that, 8th verse. Papracha binata swastam kushalang tapasas tataha muni pravacha sarvatra sukham sarva sukhanayat. Prapacha binata. Now the king is sitting before this sage and kneeling down there and with folded palm as if he's saying, just imagine the sage is sitting and the king is at his feet. The opposite view. And then his jaw with folded palm asking, Prapacha. What he says? Prapacha binata. With all humility, the king, binata, Prapacha, asking him, Swastham, Kushalam. Hey, great sage, are you keeping well? Your health and everything is okay? It is just asking interaction with a person. How are you, sir? Like that. Kushalam, everything is good. And tapa, your austerities are going on safely or any obstacle is there. In early days, when there are Rakshasas and animals, that means some other than humans, they used to disturb the austere places of home of fire they are doing, and someone is throwing something to destroy that. Rama had to fight with so many asuras like that. Rakshasas. There's a group of bad people, Arki. So you are doing some home of fire, someone will come and smash that, pour water on your. Suddenly you are unprepared. So that was the type of people. So he is asking about your tapas, austerity, and your health. Oh, great sage, is everything okay going on? Okay? Huh? It says the king humbly asked Santabrata about his health and spiritual practices and welfare. Is there any obstacle to your spiritual practice? And everything is going on well. The sage replied, Muni provacha. Then Muni said, what Muni said? Sarvatra sukham. Everywhere is peace. Everywhere is happiness. Sarvatra sukham. Sarva sukhan nayat. Happiness with which everybody is connected, that is verily the happiness. If everyone is happy, we are happy. See the response also. They could have said, we are only happy. But no, no, no. We are happy because everyone is happy. Not only in the forest, but in the kingdom also. So, with the happiness of all, everyone, I am also happy. That means he is saying, yes, because everyone is happy and peaceful, I am also happy and peaceful. Sarve Shukhina Bhavantu, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Makoschid Dukkhavag Bhavet. That is the eternal message, no? Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu. Let everyone be happy. So here, the Muni, real Muni, genuine sage, that's why he is not thinking of himself. But the king asked, how are you, sir? But he is saying, I am happy because everyone is happy. See, every word, if you look and you go deep into it, you will find some special meaning in it. There is no touch of selfishness there. How are you? I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. If everyone is not okay, I'm not okay. If everyone is peaceful, joyful, I'm happy, I'm peaceful. That identity comes because of Brahma Jnana or that type of thinking. It may not be that you have experienced that, but that happens in the thought enters into this type of thinking.
Swami Sarvadevananda, when he was in charge of Shiva Pratishthan, and that time someone asked, Maharaj, how are you? And then he said that if one person is sick at home, how much tormented we are. And in this building, so many people are sick. How can I be happy?
So you got it. He's talking about one of our President Maharaj, Swami Gahananandaji. Before that, he was in charge of our big hospital center in Calcutta, 500 bed hospital, huge nursing training school, etc., etc. So someone asked Swami, how are you? He said that if one of your family member is sick and in distress, you become distressed, no? So I am here. So many patients are suffering in so many ways. How can I be happy? See, this is the response. Look at the great response. That I cannot be happy, I cannot be peacefully sleeping while so many suffering people. So we should have to do some service to them. We are trying to do that. But I'm not happy. I will be happy if everyone is happy. Same spirit. So if one family member becomes sick or in need in hospital or going to critical condition, how we feel our family member, someone is sick, no? And now if you think that 500 bed hospital, 500 patients are all in difficulties, no? Some is surgery, some is out of the surgery, some is in the coma, some is in the ventilator, some is going on, no? And in this mess, how can I be happy? That means we are also unhappy in this sense. but not as a unhappy in the material sense. Everyone's happiness is my happiness. If everyone is unhappy, then that's why I beg, I pray for their happiness, pray for their good health. That's the point. So here also king is a question, but Santobrata is responding. Everyone is happy. So I am also happy in that sense. I am happy. 8th verse. 9th verse. So let me read the translation again. Then the king humbly asked Santobrata about his health, about his spiritual practice, and also his welfare. And the sage then in response replied, the happiness with which everybody is connected. Sarva sukho annayat. By that sukha, annaya means connecting. If I can connect the sukha of everyone's happiness, sukha is happiness, then I am happy. Sarva sukho annaya sukham. Sukham sarvatra. Yes, everywhere there is peace, so I am happy everywhere. The happiness with which everybody is connected, that is really the happiness. 9th verse continues the same idea. Sachvachannang na asmakang kushalang rajan ragga kushalata sada swachannang rajadehasya rajyasya kushalang vada. Now he is also putting this question. Asmakam kushalam. We are all keeping well. Asmakam kushalam. Hey Rajan, O king. Ma, because Ragga kushalata, as the king is keeping well, sada all the time, satchandan and happy. So tell me, if Rajadehasya, your body, kings, as your health, you are keeping in good in health, and your kingdom, if it goes on, tell me how there everyone is in your king and your kingdom. So this it says that, O king, our well-being always is verily the well-being of the king. As king is happy, we are happy. King looks after us with kindness. So all the subjects will be happy. So our well-being always is verily the well-being of. Please tell me about your health and the welfare of your kingdom. So this is the question is being put by the sage. First the king asked the question, he gave a unique response, and now the sage is asking the king, tell me, because if you are happy, then we will be happy. If king is very peaceful, joyful, the entire kingdom goes well. Na? You know, our kings, previous king, present king, no? Do you understand? Present king? We are talking about our presidents. So as the presidents and their kings are happy or unhappy, see our happiness and unhappiness, how much it depends on that. No? It may be very joyful, it may be very difficult. If the king is restless, declare war, then we are unhappy. The grafting starts, people will have to go there for fight, no? So king is happy, the state is happy. Normal people are happy. But if there is something going on in the king, then the problem comes in the masses also. So that's the way the Santobrata says. Therefore, O king, our well-being always is surely the well-being of the king. It depends on that. Therefore, please tell me about how are you, your health, that is king's health, and the welfare of your kingdom. How is your kingdom is going on? That means we come from a forest. We do not know much what is going on in the society. No. Therefore, he's asking the king how everyone is in your kingdom. 10, verse number 10. Rajovacha Jatra Brahmani Idrishaha Tapaso Anisham Tishtan Virajate Tatra Kushalam Kushalepsaya. Rajovacha, Raja is responding to that question. Rajovacha Jatra, where Brahmani Idrisha Tapaso, like tapas, austere Brahmajnani like you, where you, people like you remain. So, Tatra Kusalam, there will be always, there will be serenity, calmness, there will be all auspiciousness will reign there. Because where is a Brahmajnani lives, by his tapas, austerity, by his kind, graceful thinking, everywhere, everything will be all right, Kusala. So the king said, "O Brahman, in a kingdom where an ascetic like you, like Shantabrata, you constantly engaged in austere practice. You are doing austere spiritual practice, no? For the good of others, for your own liberation, but at the same time we are getting the extras. Huh? Where Ramakrishna said, when someone does a dig a well, after digging the well, he got the water for himself, but his tools, the spade and the basket and others, they can be utilized for others, and also they get the benefit of drinking water. Though you have dug for yourself, you cannot drink the entire well water yourself. So it goes for others' benefit. That's why Brahmogyanis, when they realize God, they remain established in joy. And they also give us joy. They are blessings. No? So that is the way that the king said, in a kingdom where an ascetic like you is constantly engaged in austere practices, their happiness emerges naturally of its own accord. So nothing to be done because he is praising, see the honor. Honor is in your Brahmajnana. Honor that you are austere, you are balancing, balancing force of the society. In India, the communists were angry with us, the Ramakrishna sadhus and things. You are parasites of the society. You are eating our food, we earn money, and you people don't do anything. You are having luxurious house, and you're driving the car and going in the plane and the first class train. You are the parasites of our hard-earned money. You are so they are very uneasy. But see the king. They are also king. They rule the country. Communism, wherever there is communism ruled, they are the kings. Their attitude, and here is the attitude. This attitude is that because you are a spiritual person, by your grace, we are all peaceful. We are all happy under your banner, under your umbrella. So our spirituality is on your grace. So they are respecting the sadhus and they are criticizing the sadhus. They are trying to defame the holy organization in our India. It has happened. My God, in the schools and colleges, destroyed the schools and colleges everywhere, closed down. Our demand is to be fulfilled. Bhenge, they kuniye dao. Bhenge dao means break the dark hand of the sadhus, crush them to dust. Because we are the heads of the institutions, no? School, colleges. So it's all bourgeois. We are bourgeois. So the sadhus are getting this respect in the communist government. And the sadhus are getting respect here, you see how the ancient holy atmosphere where the kings used to look upon the sadhus in what way. So this is the ancient India again. The ideal king, ideal country, ideal sadhus, ideal, as many good people assemble, peace reigns mostly, joy reigns mostly, and they give value to the spiritual well-being. So this, so far let us end here. So the verse number 10 we end here. We can, আচ্ছা 11 let me finish. তাহলে 12 will be, fresh idea will come. क्षेममूर्ते प्रसादेन भवतः शुभदृष्टिताः देगे हे शुभं राज्ये शान्तिर्मे वर्तते सदा. But he says, my welfare, the welfare of my family, the peace in this kingdom are there at all times due to your protected blessings and your gracious glance. O sage Shantabrata, because of your austere practice, because of your spirituality, in my welfare, because of you, and my wellness of my own family, yes, also because of you, the peace of my kingdom, all the subjects who are living in this kingdom, they are also peaceful because of you. They are there all time due to your protected blessing. Your blessing is so powerful, keeping everything in order, and your gracious glance, and you are looking at us with compassion. Otherwise, how will you come to my kingdom? Huh? You have come with so much grace that we feel blessed. So that is the way the king appreciated the advent of the sage. So this is 11. We'll read next class. Probably you know that you can get this original verses, what Sanskrit I am reading online. No? Vedanto. It is there on our website also, but it is simple. This is vedanto.org/Shanti Gita. Simple.
Also in the video description, you can find it, the link.
In the video, you can see the link also.
The video description.
Video description, yeah. Also, here is an extension. I find that. Voice of Vedanta, here is text. It is written there. Just click that, you'll get it. So thank you. Now I'll be there for a few questions. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Why is this Shanti Gita not that well known? Indian scriptures are so vast. How many people, even if it is published, how many people read it? Tell me, how many people read Mahabharata? It is very popular book. How many people has read Bhagavata? What a great treasure house of spirituality. How many people have read even the Upanishads, which are the cream of everything. So that is why Indian scriptures are so plenty, and it is not been, because it is plenty, it has not brought out, probably more important things came up, but it is available by God's grace now because of this modern technique of typing, retyping, and transliterating. So because it didn't fall in attention of money, and also India, who will publish these books? Huh? Here you are thinking that you can manage to publish. No, this book was published in Bengali. Someone, great scholar, he translated it, but it is in 1897. Now more than 100 years passed, and this book was never printed. 125 years. And that book was never, no one financed that to reprint. So this is the condition of India. To publish a book, you must have to money, and the publisher should say, yes, I will take it. Many scholars have wonderful texts still hidden there here. No? How many Pandits have their handwritten manuscripts and things? India is full of that. But actually it is bad because we are not history conscious, we are not moneyed people, and those who have money, they don't focus on this publication of this type of things. But still many things have come out by this time. We hope this will also be someday will come out. We at least we are planning that what we are reading now, it will come out in a book form. But that's why we are going slowly, so that it is done parallelly. It's a work to translate to literal word by word meaning and all these things. No, so it will take time, but many such scriptures are there which has not been done, but it should be done. Thank you. How to overcome the guilt of shakama karma and turn it into niskama karma? Why you should be guilt? You should not be guilty. Shakama karma we all do. We are built in our built-in structure is to do the sakama karma. No, sakama karma means when you do some karma, you think I'll gain this. We study from our childhood. We study for what? I'll get a good job. I'll have a good money. I'll have a good car. Why not? That is the way we start our life. If this sakama bhav is not there at the beginning, who will make a competition that I'll be first in the examination? I will get a top grade. I'll make a scholarship. I'll get a free scholarship by doing this good work, finding a good result. No, sakama karma is the starting point of our all endeavor. But this is for the matured people who, after attaining this sakama result that I did with all earnestness, I put my mind and I got this higher education and I established myself in this position. Therefore, I have accomplished this. That should be the first gain. Sakama karma should not be looked down upon. That is the beginning. But that leads us to understand that sakama karma I did it, but what I gained. Still I am hankering for something more. Still I am dissatisfied. So why not I enjoy the work and get whatever benefit it brings, but giving it to God. Nishkama. I do it. You will not be niskama. You do some work, some result will come. Whether you want it or not, something will come to you. Isn't it? Suppose you are an engineer. So when you do your job, some product will come out, and product will be appreciated. They may give you money, less money or good money, but it will bring it. But if we do and only desire, they are not giving me raise, they are not doing this, they are very bad, they are very bad. But you have to struggle. But that is frustrating. Therefore, what you do? Okay, I do my best. I brag them. I will demand on them, and ultimately give it to God. So that's the niskama. That's the freedom. So that is the second stage to come. Karma, sakama karma to niskama karma to no karma, akarma. Akarma means karma utita, beyond karma. I don't do anything. I am the Atman. So that will come as in niskama karma matures.
And when it comes Nishkarma Siddhi,
Nishkarma Siddhi, you go on doing no karma with niskama. A point will come. Whom to kama? What? There is no kama at all. It is only everything is adoration of God. And there you, to the highest level, one will forget about his body and mind and will merge into the state of samadhi. That is the Nishkarma Siddhi. Siddhi is the accomplishment in the Nishkarma state. That is a state. So yes, don't be frustrated because it is actually not. We are not successful in giving up our sakama karma. Yeah, no, nothing. Sakama karma is necessary, and there we start and we mature. Eh? And if sakama karma goes away from the society, think that tomorrow this earth will be a dull place. No competition for good, no competition for betterment. No? Who will do if I have no, I don't expect anything. No? That is, I don't expect anything because I want to get the highest truth, after getting which everything is gotten. But if that is not the point, then this world will competitive world will go away and the world will not progress, science will not develop, science, art, literature, social systems, eh, all the technology, it will not be possible if you have no kamana. But higher idea is that I will employ my all energies, all uh, focus and total dedicated dedication. But whatever comes, I'm happy with that. Not frustrated, but I'm happy with that. Then I can move on more and more for more perfection. Okay, here is one question: how to stop mental inclinations which are sinful? Yeah, this is the question that we all know what to do. Our inclination, sinful inclination. Yes, that's also very natural. What is sinful? There is nothing sin, mistake. Huh? Sin is what? In Vedanta, there is no sin. S-I-N, no sin. Why? Swami Vivekananda said, we move from one layer of truth to another layer, lower truth to higher truth. What is lower truth? We call sin. What is higher truth? That is called truth. No? The sinful act we do. Why? We think by doing this I will be happy. And our propensities are there. It is very sensitive experiences, grabbing someone's money, cheating somebody, I become millionaire. Okay? That's the easy way. But after getting that, those people who have done all this, see, look at their life, how happy are they? How cheerful are they? So then we understand it is bad. Then you go for something higher. So sinful activities are the inclinations of our very samskaras, this life, other life, other life, other life. So look at the animal world, what they think. They will have to live, survive. When you give a junk of food and 20, 30 birds are to peck and eat, how they fight with each other. Because you have to eat something. It's sinful? No. But when that bird or that animal develops and become a good man, then he says, oh, food has come. You take first, I will take second. No? But there are you find in the society, in the home also you will find. There are some, when the food comes, he will grab and eat and finish. He don't think about what is left, who is there behind, or and there are some people, you take first, I will be taking the last. Is it not? So these are the human nature. So we develop from that selfish attitude to selfless attitude. So it is a progress. It is a process. We have to learn from our scriptures or seeing some holy people or respectable people how they behave and to transform ourselves. But don't think that it is very bad. It is we learn this way. Take it positively. Vedanta always looks at everything as positive.
Last time someone asked that if you can suggest some good books to study Mahabharata.
Oh, acha. I forgot that there are online you can find it. It's not difficult. You want to read the entire book, then it's a big 13 volume. Someone is 9 volume, and one is 10 volume. So 2, 3, 4 at least I know. But immediately I forgot to bring those references. So you will have to ask me a question online on my email. My email is sarvadevananda@gmail. Then I will respond to you. Okay? No more question?
There is one last one.
Eh? Say?
How can I concentrate mind?
No, he said that it is clear to him.
Or is it clear?
He said that.
Oh,
It is clear to me by blessings of you.
by what? Read it. It is everyone is listening. I'll have to report.
Someone wanted to ask that how can I concentrate mind, and that Vidya Hajra, and then again he said that it is clear to me on blessings of you.
Okay. That means, yeah. This is a common question. Mind is restless, what to do? You love God, think of God, that's the same response. Do your practice, pray to God. The mind is restless, that's the nature of the mind. Don't be frightened. Why you should be frightened? It's the mind. Mind's nature is like that. And then you master it. It takes time. Mind moves that way. That's why it is called mind. Mind is manaschanchalam asthiram. In the Bhagavad Gita it says, mind's nature is chanchala, always disturbed. Asthiram, it cannot be steady. Someone, you see, some children are there, you cannot make him sit. Children going this and that time. It's very difficult to hold. Even mind is like that. Asthiram chanchalam. So that is the nature of the mind. So we'll have to say, as the parents do treat their children, Baba, hey, sit, then I'll give this candy. Oh, you do this, I'll give you this doll. If you see this, I'll give you the computer, the phone to play. No, give some tool to bring him under control by any means. And gradually, if he understands to be quiet is good and it gives me more joy, then that will be followed by them. Okay? Okay, thank you all. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Tomorrow gospel class will be.
Tomorrow gospel class. Yes, we'll see you again tomorrow at 7:30 gospel class. I will be giving the class.